Alrighty. Okay, so now I'm going to separate these into two different videos, increasing time priority list, and then the last video will be decreasing. Just two different algorithms to see what do we get in the end, how many minutes can we get this job done. Okay, so that's the idea behind that. I did my best to draw a number line down here just to keep track of things. I should have added up all these numbers, but I think it's greater than 120 when I add up all these if it was just one processor. When we put two processors on there, which is what this question says, we're going to get something less than that. We could never get less than, though, just going to hammer this point down again, the critical time, which is 90 minutes. So doesn't matter. So it's going to be somewhere in between 90 and whatever the total time is. If you added all those up, I should have actually done that, but that's all right. Not going to bore you. All right, then if this was the contest, I would have given you this slip of paper with the actual complete graph. All right, and I think I did have it two-sided. So on one side, you would use it for this letter B, and then the second side you'd use it for this letter C. Um, that's why I have these pictures right next to this, how this occurs. Because you're going to use this sheet to eliminate, eliminate your selections. Okay, so let's get that over with. Increasing priority or time priority list means you select the smaller number tasks as far as time is concerned first. But the whole idea of this, and this is what people that just don't listen or don't listen to the notes, don't do anything, they just start grabbing tasks. They say, oh, I'm going to do this task first because it's 2 minutes long. What are you doing? That's in the middle of this. If you go back up to this thing, what was that for? T11, and I think I did put this on the side of that. T11 had to do with the potatoes. So sometimes I put like, what did each one of these represent? Well, this represented the potatoes. I think this represented the chicken. I think this represented, I can't even remember. I'm so hungry right now. What was the other one? Oh, shucking the corn. How can you forget about shucking the corn? Should I put SH or, yeah, shucking the corn? No, it's all about the corn. All right. And then what was that last one? Setting the table, maybe? Is that one? I forget. Set the table, T14. So table. So people that just don't even give this a shot to try to think about what's going on. They just start grabbing numbers that make no sense whatsoever. So don't do that, and most of you do not. We gotta talk about those other ones though. These are the only open tasks. Every other task after these have prerequisites. They can't be done till these are done first. Now, here's where you had a problem. All right, and I do, it's hard to see these numbers, but I see that as a T14. So the problem is I have three different tasks that are 10 minutes long. So I think what I did in the past was I did T6 last, and I just want to make sure I make a note of that to you just by saying it. I'm not going to make a note anywhere of it. This is 10 minutes, and this is, I decided to do T14 first just because. Now, if you chose T6 first and then T9 or T6 and T14, I think it just creates a little different end by a couple minutes. So that's where your answer will vary. All right, well then, while processor 1 works on T14, I decided to assign T9, should make those capital letters, to processor 2. So that's what I mean. Hey, you go start with the potatoes, I'll start wrong. You start with the corn, I'll go ahead and set the table right away because it can sit there set and then we don't have to worry about that. So what we want to do about that is cross that off and then say that this is an action. And we cross that off, and then this is an action, okay, as we go. Well, after 10 minutes, both of these are closed. And what that does is opens up this task. Why am I not going to circle this? This has a whole bunch of other tasks that has to be completed before we can even do that. So what I do when I do this is I close off ones that I started. And then after this 10 minutes, they're both done in 10 minutes here, and they're both ready to do something, well, that means this task has opened up. So T10 has opened up, and then T6 is also open. So processor 1 says, okay, Fine, I'll start on the, I want to look over there again. Start on the potatoes. So I'll do T6. While I do that, since we both open up at the same time, you go ahead and do that T10. And of course, these can be switched. This could be T10 and this could be T6. And then if you use T6 first, I would have to account that there's a possible different answer at the end. All right, so what happens yet again? This is an action, and this is an action, and yet again in this unique question, you both finish the task at the same time, which opens up this task, but still doesn't open up this one. That's why I don't circle it. So this is why you need a graph in order to do these, so you can move along on the graph and cancel them off as we go. So it's so we know what tasks are opened up because of prerequisites. And then in this unique situation, 2 times in a row, they had 10-minute tasks and are free at the same time. So it's great. Okay, now in an increasing time priority list, we want to go from small to big because we notice this is T15 here. And that still hasn't been done yet. So now we're going to do this 5-minute task. Stick that 5 in there. Oh, shaky 5. And that's T7. Okay, so, but this task has been started, but this person has nothing to do, so they must be assigned something. Well, this is in action, just started. There's only one task open for processor 2 right now, because we can't assign this one yet, which is what? Is that T8? I think that's T8. A little bit of a small drawing there, so you have a better, clearer picture when you're doing these. But all right, so we're going to have to assign T1. And what I do is I draw like that. That's when I say these tasks are in action, and I cross them off when they're done. All right, so that's a good way to do this. But 15 minutes, oh, come on. Sorry. There's my patience, right? This is 15 minutes, and now you might want to start marking these things. I'm right now at 35. Okay, with that processor. That processor is at the 35-minute mark of doing this job, this overall job. Okay, so what happens during that time? This is still open or still being worked on. This one is finished, which opens up this task. Remember, this task is not open, and I'm going to get rid of that circle because it has all those prerequisite. Guys, look at the question up here. That is, what is that last one? That is serve the food. How can we serve the food when we haven't even shucked the corn? There, I got to say. Oh, I'm sorry, we did shuck the corn. I just wanted to say it again. All right, we didn't even start is that cheese? Oh, that's chicken, right? Chicken. Okay, so the only task that's open, because this is in the middle of being done here, and this is being worked on here, this person's ready to work. They can only do T8. All right, so where are we at? We're at 25 plus 30 is 55. I'm going to try to make that happen here. Good. That's why I have a number line down there. All right, so that I can see what's going on there as far as how many minutes this person's into the whole overall job here. Well, obviously, once this person starts on this task has started, but it's not near being done. This person finishes this job right here. Oh, and by the way, I might want to mark that. 55 is where we're at right now, so we can see where this other person goes. All right. Well, when they started that 30-minute task, done. Okay, oh, you're working on that? All right, well then what else is open? Well, you're already working on that. Ah, okay, well, I have really only one string I can do. 5 minutes gets me to 40. This is why I want to keep our adding. Oh no, I forgot to write my tasks. All right, so this is T2. Ooh, good movie. And then, oh crap, oh, you're doing the 15. That's easy. T1. Want to mark the task that you were doing there. Well, okay. Oh, you're still working on that. You're still doing that, and I'm open again. Okay, you're gone, and now you're up. So T3, not as good of a movie, but anyway, that's 5 minutes. Oh, I'm done with this. Oh, you're still working on that. Okay, and I do understand how cooking works. That I think this is just the baking of the chicken, but you have to sit and stare at it, I guess. But just in this, the sense of this whole scheduling chapter, that's the idea of tasks when you assign it to something that's kind of more real world. So just please let that go and don't think about that too much. But yet again, here we go. Boom, you're free again. So now you've opened up this task. This task is not open yet. This is still the 30 minutes getting done. This is still this person working on this. All right. So just look at what T8 and T11 is. This has to be done before that can be done. That's definitely a thing. All right. So T4 is 15. Now here it gets entry 45, 55, 60. So this gets to 60 here. And then that is 15 minutes. Oh, okay. And then that's T4. All right, so I open up T4 during that time. This gets finished, and I open up this task. Okay, but now this person is working on this for 15 minutes, and then this job is still going as this person gets freed. So, oh yeah, and I forgot to tell you that actually this means that this one started and it's about to open up two other tasks, but it's not finished. So none of these tasks are open here yet. So there's only one choice. And the choice is this little 2-minute task. That's going to be kind of a pain to write because it's going to be real small. Shaky as well. That's T11. And then this finishes, but that's at the 57-minute mark. And I don't know if you want to have to write that or not, but you just have to understand that this person's still closed and working on this 15-minute task. These two tasks are not open yet. This task is finished. Only this task opens up at the specific 57-minute mark. That's why I really like this question. This one does a good job of really getting how you have to get these lines lined up so you know who's open and who's ready. So we must do T12. We've got to do some math here. 57, that was a 57 plus 5. I had to look up there. 62. Oh, I was getting nervous about my math there. A little rusty in this little coronavirus break. Shouldn't call it a break, right? That's 62 minutes. Okay, so I just know where that's at. Okay, so once they start this task, this task finally gets complete as that person is, as this person starts the 5. The first one starts the 5 minutes. This one's done. So luckily, this 15-minute task gets done, and I can pick one of these two. Well, increasing priority list, you pick the smaller of the tasks, and then go up. Oh, almost went to the wrong person. 60. This goes to 70 for this person. Got to put that 10-minute thing in there. And then that was T13. All right, once they start this 10-minute task, then this person is done with the 5-minute task, but it still doesn't open this up yet. So they have one and only one thing that they can do, which is T5. Yeah, I was trying to see that real quick. Oh, and that's the big one. So this one is 45 minutes. 45 plus 62 is 107. Yep, that's a big dog right there. 107. 45. And then that is T5. Okay. All right. So that's at 107. And then at this point, 107, we have to wait for this job to get done until we can finally, obviously, serve the dinner. That's done, so that's closed. Then what is this person going to do? Well, they're just going to sit there. They have to sit there and wait. So this is what's called idle time, because then after that, we'll do the 5-minute task. Actually, I should stop it right there because it's 107 plus 5 of T15 actually serving the dinner. And then that gives us our total job here, 107 plus 5, which is 112. So this took 112 minutes with two processors using the increasing priority list algorithm. And then I made a note down here, if, remember at the beginning, we had a choice to do um, T6 first. I think it was going to be the same. Um, uh, Maybe not. Yeah, I think it was. I think I ran through it before. That's why I purposely didn't do T6 first because um, I wanted to see what happened when I did T10 and or T14 and T9 first when we did this. Oh, and then by the way, this is considered, since I assigned this, it doesn't matter who you assign this to, all this time right here for P2 doing nothing, that's called idle time. So the amount of idle time, and it comes from specifically the way I've done this with person 2, but it doesn't matter, is 70 to 112, 42 minutes. 42 minutes of someone sitting off to the side and not doing this. And then, is this optimal, this schedule? And no, it isn't, because it didn't reach the critical time. Okay, and then I'll do the decreasing priority list, which means you choose the highest number task first and go down, and then it creates a little different scenario.